Welcome to Home in Harmony, the podcast for the homemaking and homeschooling woman. This week, let us talk about what to do when you are not the typical homemaker and homeschooler. You do not walk around in an apron every day. No offense to those who do. It's just not your way. No starter bubbling, no loaves to knead. In your kitchen, love is the seed. Yet, in a kitchen somewhere, the sourdough rises, but you have not yet acquired the skills. You pursue other enterprises. The good and the beautiful to some is the grand curriculum, but in your hands you have a different plan. With creativity and passion, you teach each day, guiding your children in their own unique way. Thrift store treasures may not catch your eye, but your home's warmth makes hearts fly high. Store-bought chairs, no DIY upholstery, no hand-me-downs. Your style speaks volumes without bounds. A homestead life with fields to till may not be yours, but hearts you fill. You do not grow your own vegetables, making weekly visits to the farmer's market. There's always food for the table. With love so strong, on Christ the solid foundation you thrive. In God's love your home and family strive. Sewing needles may not be your tool, but God's word establishes every rule. No patchwork quilts, sometimes homemade treats, store-bought snacks, home-cooked meals, whichever everyone still eats. So here's to you, thriving as you grow. No need for comparisons, continue to glow. In your unique way, you shine bright, a beacon of love, a daughter of the light. Whether you're a new homemaker just starting out or a seasoned veteran, it's easy to feel pressure to conform to certain norms within the homemaking and homeschooling community. But the truth is, there's no one-size-fits-all approach to creating a nurturing home environment or educating your children. For those of you who may feel like you don't quite fit the mold, I want you to know that your unique approach is not only valid but also invaluable. Your home is a reflection of your personality, your values, and your family's needs. And that's something to be celebrated, not diminished. To the new homemakers who may feel overwhelmed by the myriad of homemaking trends and techniques, embrace your own style and preferences. And don't be afraid to experiment until you find what works best for you and your family. Your home is your sanctuary, and it should be a place where you feel comfortable being yourself. And to the veteran homemakers who may have faced criticism or judgment for deviating from the norm, I want to applaud you for staying true to your convictions and God's plans for you and your family. Your wisdom and experience are invaluable, and your willingness to think outside the box inspires others to do the same. The same goes for homeschooling. Whether you're using a traditional curriculum, unschooling, or something in between, the most important thing is that your children are receiving a quality education tailored to their unique interests and learning styles. Don't let comparison or pressure from others dictate your homeschooling journey. Trust your instincts as a parent and educator and have confidence in the choices you make for your family. In a world that often measures worth by external standards, it's easy to feel like you're falling short. Maybe your house isn't as tidy as your neighbor's, or perhaps your kids aren't acing every subject. But here's the thing, your worth is not determined by how closely you adhere to someone else's standards. It's not about having the cleanest house on the block or the smartest kids in the neighborhood. Your value lies in the love and care you pour into your home and family each and every day. It's in the meals you prepare, the lessons you teach, the hugs you give, the tears you wipe away. It's in the laughter that fills your home, the memories you're making, the lives you're shaping. Remember, every struggle is a triumph in disguise. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth. Every setback is a stepping stone towards a stronger, more resilient you. So, dear homemakers and homeschooling women, the next time you feel like you're swimming against the current, remember this. You are more than enough. You are valued. You are loved. You are the heart of your home. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Home in Harmony. We hope you found inspiration and encouragement to embrace your unique homemaking and homeschooling journey.
You're a superhero in the life you live.
Welcome, lovely ladies, to another episode of Home in Harmony, the podcast for the homeschooling and homemaking woman. Today we will be house cleaning. Yes, we'll be getting rid of the junk, whether it's emotional clutter or physical chaos in our lives and homes. Picture this, your home, a sanctuary of peace and tranquility where every corner sparkles with cleanliness and every room echoes with serenity. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But often, the reality is quite different. Our homes can become cluttered with physical possessions and emotional baggage, leaving us feeling overwhelmed and disconnected. So how do we reclaim our homes and our inner peace? It starts with decluttering, both inside and outside. Decluttering can feel like an overwhelming task, especially when faced with years of accumulated stuff. Now, where should we begin? The first step is to set a clear intention. Ask yourself why you want to declutter and what you hope to achieve. Whether it's creating more space, reducing stress, or simply finding that missing earring, having a clear goal will guide your decluttering journey. Here are some practical strategies for decluttering our homes. Start small and work in manageable chunks. Choose one area to focus on, whether it's a closet, a drawer, or a room, and commit to decluttering it fully before moving on to the next. And remember, decluttering doesn't mean throwing everything away. Donate items that are still in good condition and recycle or dispose of anything that's no longer useful. Emotional clutter can be just as burdensome as physical clutter, if not more so. Take some time to reflect on the emotions that are weighing you down and consider journaling or talking to a trusted friend or therapist. And don't be afraid to let go of anything that no longer serves you, whether it's a toxic relationship or a negative self-belief. Letting go of emotional clutter is a liberating experience, opening up space for new opportunities and growth. Remember, a clean home is more than just a tidy space. It's a reflection of our inner harmony and well-being.
Hey mama, dusty thoughts need sleeping. It's time to start anew. Stop bleeding, grab that broom of truth. Start cleaning, sweep away what's not true. Aren't you tired of being blue? Scrub the corners of your mind. Remove the webs of doubt, don't let them bind. Hey mama, time to let it go. Into your heart, let Christ's love flow. Like the full shine, let your heart smile. Walk into a new room, forgetting what's in the pages of yesterday. Spread the bed sheets and let's start a new day. Open the windows, replace the curtains. Rid your heart of the burdens. Let the light in, feel how God's love glows. Only few in the world knows. Outside there's debris, unloaded streets. You check and cut the broken pieces. When you've been misled, wash away the ground. Getting out the step into the peace in you. Welcome home, welcome home. Welcome home, welcome home. Welcome home, welcome home. Welcome home, welcome home.
Welcome back to another episode of Home in Harmony, the podcast for the homeschooling and homemaking woman. Today we're exploring a topic that many of us can relate to, but few of us like to discuss: pest control. Now, before you reach for the bug spray, let me clarify, today's pests are metaphorical. We're talking about the things that can crawl into our homes and cause disharmony. Think about it. Pests can be anything from negative thoughts, toxic relationships, bad habits, to unwanted stressors. They sneak in unnoticed, multiply, and before we know it, they've taken over our peace and harmony. Today, I'll be sharing insights on how to identify these pests and, more importantly, how to control them. Let's start with negative self-talk and comparison. These are some of the most common pests. They often infiltrate our minds quietly, through critical thoughts and feelings of inadequacy, especially when we compare ourselves to others. The first step in pest control is awareness. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. When you catch yourself being negative, pause and question whether those thoughts are based on facts or assumptions. Replace them with positive affirmations and remind yourself that everyone's journey is unique. Remember, social media often only shows the highlight reel, not the full story. Now, let's talk about toxic relationships. These can drain our energy and create a lot of emotional clutter. Setting clear boundaries is crucial. Start by calmly and assertively communicating your limits. Be consistent in enforcing these boundaries, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Over time, it will become more natural, and people will learn to respect your boundaries. Prioritize your mental and emotional well-being by surrounding yourself with positive, supportive people who uplift you. Another major pest is bad habits and stressors. These can creep in slowly and become deeply ingrained. Begin by identifying your bad habits and the triggers that cause them. Replace them with healthier alternatives. For example, if stress eating is a habit, consider replacing it with a short walk or a few minutes of meditation. Create a supportive environment to foster these new habits. Speaking of stress, managing stressors effectively is another form of pest control. Develop a self-care routine that includes activities like exercise, meditation, or hobbies you enjoy. Regularly taking time for yourself helps to keep stress at bay and maintains your emotional health. It's like preventive pest control for your mental and emotional well-being. As we wrap up today's episode, remember that just like with physical pests, regular maintenance is key to keeping your home and mind free of unwanted intruders. Stay vigilant, take care of yourselves, and keep your home in harmony. Thank you for joining me on this journey to a more harmonious home and life. Until next time, keep shining bright.
Crawling in their minds like bugs in the night. Emotional pests causing constant fights, taking over thoughts so they're losing their sight. Can't escape the torment, the darkness takes flight. Like termites they burrow deep down inside, eating up their dreams until there's no hide. Swarming doubts and fears, their souls they collide. But in the midst of chaos, hope will arise. Ooh, the pest control of the heart. Let the light shine, tear the darkness apart. Jesus Christ, blood, the healing in us, washing away the doubts, mending broken hearts.
Welcome back to another episode of Home in Harmony, the podcast for the homeschooling and homemaking woman. Today, we're exploring the topic of house repairs. But just like last time, we're approaching this topic metaphorically. Today, we'll be talking about the maintenance and repairs needed to keep our homes and our lives in good working order. Let's start by thinking about the little cracks and leaks that can develop in our homes over time. These are often small issues that, if left unchecked, can turn into bigger problems. The same is true for our emotional and mental well-being. It's easy to ignore minor issues, but they can grow if we don't address them. Regular maintenance is crucial. One of the most common issues in homes is a leaky faucet. It might seem like a minor annoyance, but over time, it can lead to wasted water and increased bills. In our lives, a leaky faucet can represent nagging worries or stressors that drip away at our peace of mind. To repair this, we need to identify the source of our worries. Is it a busy schedule? Unresolved conflict? Once we identify the source, we can take steps to address it, whether that means adjusting our schedule or having a difficult conversation. Another common issue is a creaky floorboard. It's something that might start small, but can become a constant source of irritation. Creaky floorboards in our lives can be likened to persistent negative thoughts or habits that we haven't addressed. These can include procrastination, negative self-talk, or unhealthy routines. To fix a creaky floorboard, we need to reinforce the structure beneath. Similarly, we need to strengthen our mental and emotional foundations through positive habits, affirmations, and routines that support our well-being. Now, let's talk about worn-out paint. Over time, even the most beautiful paint job can start to fade and peel. This represents the wear and tear on our emotional resilience. Life's challenges can dull our spirits, but we can refresh our emotional paint job by taking time for self-care, engaging in activities that bring us joy, and connecting with loved ones who uplift us. Sometimes a fresh coat of paint is all we need to feel renewed and vibrant. Another important repair is fixing broken windows. A broken window can let in the elements, making our homes less comfortable and secure. In our lives, broken windows represent boundaries that have been breached. It's important to repair these boundaries by clearly communicating our limits and ensuring they are respected. This might mean setting new boundaries with others or reinforcing existing ones. Finally, let's consider the importance of regular maintenance. Just like our homes need routine checkups to stay in good condition, our lives require regular self-assessment and care. Schedule time for reflection and self-care. Check in with yourself regularly to ensure you're addressing minor issues before they become major problems. As we wrap up today's episode, remember that maintaining a harmonious home and life requires ongoing attention and care. By addressing small issues before they become big problems, and by reinforcing our emotional and mental foundations, we can create a space that is both beautiful and functional. Thank you for joining me on this journey to a more harmonious home and life. Until next time, keep shining bright.
Home needs a clean sweep every day. Clear the dust and chase the gray. Windows open wide for the sun. Hearts for the light, it has begun. Strong walls to hold me tight. Foundations set right, it's my fight. Keep the corners clutter-free. Just like with my mind, it's the key. Love my home inside me. Care for it endlessly. Fix the cracks and let it shine. Both my house and mind aligned. Sweep out the doubt and pain. Let hope pour down like rain. Nurture love to never fade. Turn the chaos away. Exterior matches the heart. Paint the walls with a brand new start. Embrace change with every stone. This is me, this is home. Love my home inside me. Care for it endlessly. Fix the cracks and let it shine. Both my house and mind aligned.
Welcome back to another episode of Home in Harmony, the podcast for the homeschooling and homemaking woman. Today we're branching out into the topic of garden care, this time focusing on how tending to our gardens can reflect the care we need to give to our physical bodies, the outside. Gardens are important for many reasons. They're often the first thing you see before entering a house, setting the tone for the home within. A well-tended garden can be inviting and serene, providing a sense of peace and beauty. Similarly, taking care of our physical bodies sets the tone for our overall well-being, allowing us to live vibrant, healthy lives. Imagine your body as a garden, a place where vibrant flowers and robust plants can thrive, but also where weeds can take root, pests can invade, and the soil can become depleted. Just like a physical garden, our bodies require regular attention and care to remain healthy and strong. Let's start with the importance of soil. In a garden, the quality of the soil determines the health of the plants. Rich, nutrient-dense soil supports strong growth. In our bodies, this soil represents our diet. Eating a balanced, nutritious diet provides the foundation for our health. Incorporate a variety of fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains into your meals. Just as a garden needs the right mix of nutrients, our bodies need a balanced diet to thrive. Next, let's talk about planting seeds. In the garden of our bodies, seeds represent the healthy habits we cultivate. This includes regular exercise, proper hydration, and adequate sleep. These habits, when nurtured consistently, grow into a strong, healthy body. Set realistic fitness goals, find activities you enjoy, and make them a part of your routine. Celebrate small milestones along the way, as each step brings you closer to optimal health. Now, let's address the weeds. Weeds in our gardens are like poor dietary choices and unhealthy habits that can choke out our health if left unchecked. Regularly weeding your garden means making conscious choices to avoid processed foods, excessive sugar, and unhealthy fats. Replace these with whole, nutrient-dense foods. It's also important to break free from sedentary habits. Integrate movement into your daily life, whether it's through structured exercise or simply being more active throughout the day. Another important aspect is dealing with pests. Pests in our gardens can be likened to environmental toxins and pollutants that can harm our bodies. To protect our health, be mindful of the products you use and the environments you frequent. Opt for natural, non-toxic cleaning and personal care products when possible. Also, consider the quality of the air you breathe and the water you drink. Taking steps to minimize your exposure to harmful substances is essential for maintaining a healthy body. Let's not forget the importance of sunlight and water. In our metaphorical gardens, sunlight represents the essential vitamins and minerals our bodies need, like vitamin D, which we get from sunlight. Make sure you spend time outdoors and consider supplements if necessary. Water, on the other hand, is hydration. Drink plenty of water daily to keep your body functioning optimally. Just as plants need consistent sunlight and water, our bodies need these fundamental elements to thrive. Finally, remember that a garden is a dynamic, evolving space. It requires ongoing attention and adaptation. Regularly evaluate your health and be willing to make changes as necessary. Embrace the growth and transformation that comes with caring for your body. As we wrap up today's episode, remember that maintaining a harmonious home and life is much like tending to a garden. With care, attention, and love, we can create a beautiful, thriving space that reflects our best selves. Thank you for joining me on this journey to a more harmonious home and life. Until next time, keep shining bright. Welcome back to another episode of Home in Harmony, the podcast for the homeschooling and homemaking woman. Today we're exploring a profound topic. Who built your foundation, the master architect of your blueprint? Think about a house. Every sturdy house begins with a strong foundation. Without it, the entire structure is at risk, no matter how beautiful or well-constructed the upper levels are. In our lives, this foundation is built upon our faith, values, and beliefs. As Christians, we believe that God is the master architect, carefully designing and laying the foundation upon which we build our lives. The Bible tells us in 1 Corinthians 3:11, "For no one can lay any foundation other than the one already laid, which is Jesus Christ." This verse reminds us that Christ is the cornerstone of our foundation. Just as a house relies on its foundation to remain upright and secure, our lives rely on our faith in Jesus to withstand the trials and storms we face. Let's consider the blueprint. An architect creates a detailed plan before construction begins. Similarly, God has a blueprint for each of our lives. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Trusting in God's plan means having faith that He knows what's best for us, even when we don't see the full picture. Now, think about the building materials. A house built with subpar materials won't stand the test of time. In our lives, the materials we use to build upon our foundation are our choices, actions, and relationships. When we follow God's word and live according to His principles, we are using high-quality materials that contribute to a strong, lasting structure. Sometimes we encounter cracks in our foundation. These cracks might represent moments of doubt, fear, or sin that threaten our stability. But the good news is that God is also our repairer. Isaiah 58:12 says, "Your people will rebuild the ancient ruins and will raise up the age-old foundations. You will be called repairer of broken walls, restorer of streets with dwellings." When we turn to Him, He can repair and restore our foundation, making it stronger than before. It's also important to remember that building a house is a continuous process. Even with a solid foundation, regular maintenance is necessary. This means nurturing our relationship with God through prayer, fasting, reading the Bible, Holy Communion, and fellowship with other believers. These practices help us stay aligned with God's blueprint and ensure that our lives remain strong and resilient. Finally, let's consider the beauty of a well-built house. A home with a strong foundation, carefully chosen materials, and regular maintenance is not just functional, but also a place of beauty and refuge. Similarly, a life built on the foundation of faith, guided by God's blueprint, radiates love, peace, and joy. It becomes a testament to God's glory and a sanctuary for ourselves and those around us. As we wrap up today's episode, remember that our lives, like houses, need a strong foundation. Trust in God, the master architect, who has designed a perfect blueprint for you. Build your life on the foundation of Jesus Christ. Use high-quality materials by making godly choices, and maintain your spiritual health through regular practices of faith. Thank you for joining me on this journey to a more harmonious home and life. Until next time, keep shining bright.